Well, Kyrell is my oldest. He's my oldest son. I call him my honorary son.
Met Coach Reed my sophomore year of high school. I was going through a troubling time. Really wasn't thinking about football at the time. He kind of gave me some encouragement, to come back and play ball. And it still took me some time till he told me that. And when I finally, did it, I was headed down a dark path, and I came to one practice, and I was like, you know what, maybe this is my way out, And ever since then, we've been locked in ever since.
We took him in. I think he was right at 14 years old, and he's been a great addition to the family. What's on your mind? What's been going on?
Damn, I'm a year away from making one of the biggest accomplishments in my life.
You had a rough last couple of days.
Yeah.
I had to get involved a little bit. So, what's on your mind? You say you've been going through a lot. What you been going through?
Just family-wise, kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your family ain't got a lot, so it's a lot of problems come with it. But I try to every day go as hard as I can.
That's that as you growing up, as you are trying to attain certain things in life, there will be different people that are trying to pull at you in different directions. Sometimes you the person that's pulling at other people, getting them off focus. But the hardest thing to do, the hardest type of pain is endurance, right? So many guys run the race and get to the end and they stop. Enduring is the hardest type of pain. So with her going through that, how does that equal you acting the way you've been acting?
Yeah, no way. I'm just trying to cope with it. You never want to see your mom go through things like that. So
where he is now, he'd be the first person in his family to graduate from college. And he's a year away. He's been maintaining about a 3.5, 3.6 GPA. But like a lot of young people, a lot of young men at his age, he's starting to hit that point where he wants to be his own man. Where he wants to kind of create his own rules and his own lane for himself. And at times, that can take a kid off track and off the mark. And it's my job and it's my responsibility as his parent to make sure that he stays on track. You've been kind of stressed, but I think you live a good life. You was in Miami last spring break.
Yeah.
This time you was in Houston.
Yeah.
I think life been pretty good for KK, but from me being the adult, maybe I'm not looking at it through your lenses. And one of my jobs as a parent is to try to understand what you're going through so I can help support you.
You guys seem to have a really open relationship.
Yeah, really open. Yeah. At first, I was really always into myself. I never really knew how to open up, and he was just showing me ways. You know what I'm saying? Like I walked to school, because I have a way there, and it started off giving me rides. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, a lot of coaches wouldn't do that.
Right.
So I'm like, man, maybe he really do care. And one of the time where we got evicted out the house, I had nowhere to go, and I called him, and I'm like, I need a place to stay. He said, "Oh, you come stay with me," and he came within 10 minutes. He's right around the corner, and it turned into a 2-week stay to I got you. Ever since then, we've been in love ever since.
I tell you and Devin this all the time. I've been 19 before. I've been 20 before, and I can remember being 20 years old, being at Austin Peay, and I was home in St. Louis, and my father was on me, man. He was on me. And I didn't want to hear it no more. And so what I did was I got up and I went back to Tennessee because I didn't want to be bothered with it. And that sent me kind of through a journey in my life where I was in Tennessee, I was in Florida, I was in North Carolina, then I was back in Memphis, and I was here and I was there. And because I didn't really want to understand what he was trying to teach me, right? And through that process, what I had to learn is everything he ever said that I was going to have to do, I ended up having to come back and do it the right way. The greatest thing that I can say about my own father is that he never lied to me. Everything that he was making me do or that he told me I would have to do, I ended up having to do it. So what I'm trying to project on to them, my sons, is that let's do what we have to do right now so we don't have to go through this. He's upset. He had to leave Houston in the middle of the spring break and come back to St. Louis because of the coronavirus situation. And I get that. I understand that. That was not his intention to come home. But you got to look at the blessing that you had a family that was able to send you a plane ticket and get you home right away. So from the age of 19 or 20 to the age of 31, I stayed away from St. Louis because I didn't want to deal with that type of structure. But at the same time, I was taking care of myself, right? And so as you getting older, if you feeling that way, that you want to do your own thing, then I understand it. But you got to be able to take care of yourself. But as long as I'm the person that's taking care of you, you're going to have to follow the rules. And it's really that simple. I haven't felt like recently that your focus has been on that. So I had to call it into question. What have I always told y'all what makes a man? If you can pull up to your house that you pay for, open a door that you pay for, driving up in a car that you got, you can open up a refrigerator and it's got food in it that you pay for, that's the only thing make you a man. Nothing else. Age don't make you a man. And right now, I'm still the person that's taking care of you.
Well, my major is health and sports science, and my minor is biology. And I'm trying to get to PT. Trying to be a physical therapist. And I'm getting to this last part of my senior year. A lot more pressure because that's what it's expected because you're almost there. And a lot of people didn't expect me to get this far. I obviously didn't know I was gonna get this far, but just keeping faith and just always keeping my level headed, and always just always knowing that no matter what I go through, I can get through it, and that's something he installed in me. So I always kept that with me my whole college process.
And you're in college and you're accustomed to doing your own thing and coming and going as you please and moving the way that you want to move, and suddenly life happens and you back here, right? And then your mom have a few issues going on, right? Your brother's got a few issues going on, and everybody wants to pull you in it, but you can't do nothing about it. If you have a problem, you can't do nothing but call me. That's the whole purpose and the whole journey, right? And you're gonna finish it, and you're gonna finish it strong. You've been on the honor roll every semester. You're not gonna get to the end of the race and start tripping. Because you know that if you start tripping, I'm going to start tripping with you. Wherever you clown is where we're going to have the circus, right? You're a great kid. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. I know that. We've been through a lot of it together. But you here. You here now. You this close. You this close to getting it done. Don't start tripping now, right? I don't hold grudges. I'm not upset. I'm not mad. But I expect for you to do what I say, when I say it, how I say it. But just focus, man, because you got it. You're so close. Let's not get off track. All right?
I got you.
All right. All right, then. I think that as a parent, it's important that you give your kids the stage and opportunity to express themselves. I never wanted my sons to be in a situation where I didn't know what was going on because I was too tough or I was too unapproachable to a situation. So if they're having an issue, then they know that they can call me and that we can take care of it.